You're listening now to the Real Estate Lab with Bayut. Happy New Year and welcome back to the first episode of the Real Estate Labs with Bayut.com. As we have now entered a new year, I'm sure there are many questions surrounding the real estate market here in the UAE. And today we have the founder of White & Co Real Estate, Mr. Callum White, to answer some of those questions for you. Callum, first of all, how are you?
Thanks so much, Chris. I'm great. Thanks for asking. Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year, mate. First one of 2024. First video. Do you feel privileged?
Feel very privileged.
Okay, market 2024. Optimistic?
Yes. Very optimistic. Very optimistic. I think all of the evidence in the market at the moment suggests that we should still be optimistic.
Yep.
There's always, I have, out of the brokers, they come in here, just spoke to this buyer and he says he's waiting for the market to crash. And we're just sitting there going like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah. But at the end of the day, that's just hearsay or, fugazi, you know what it's like, and that's how it goes. But looking at the population increase,
yep,
that's what I'm looking at. And, even just silly things like traffic on the roads, like it's went wild. Population last year increased by 100,000 people, okay? This year, handing over properties, I've read two different articles recently, and one of them said 32,000, one of them said 55,000. Even if you add both those amounts together, looking at what's that, 77,000,
yep,
it still doesn't hit 100,000.
Yep.
So we're still in a supply versus demand issue.
Of course.
And there's going to be more people moving to Dubai this year because Dubai is becoming more and more comfortable for expats. There's more and more worse things going on around the world.
Of course.
And that, I'm not talking about wars and stuff like that. I'm even just meaning like where I'm from in Scotland or where you're from. Like you look at transport, you look at homelessness, you look at opportunity, and you come out here, tax, and out here it's just a different world. And I think that with 2024, there's a lot of optimism because people are, every year, more and more people are going, oh, there's nothing bad about Dubai. Dubai is what it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
And when they say they're going to do something, they do it.
Yep.
I just, that's everything I've got to say on 2024, but the stats suggest that we're going that way.
With the sort of, okay, so we're optimistic about the market in 2024. Obviously supply demand is one of the main arguments for that, of why we're optimistic. Let's talk about community wise. Where do you see there being traction in the year of 2024 for sale and rent properties?
You cannot look past Tilal Al Ghaf.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And I think developers have really understood now how important a community is.
Yeah.
You go into Tilal Al Ghaf and you walk around and instantly it's white picket fence. You know what I'm saying? Like you go in there, it's a nuclear family. Mum, dad, kids, mum, dad, kids, mum, dad, kids. And there's, people riding their bikes along the street, basketball hoops, paddle courts in the community. Then you've got tennis courts, then you've got a gym, then you've got a lagoon.
Yeah.
That goes the whole way around the community. Never mind a swimming pool. Yeah. There's 3 of those as well.
Yeah.
But you've got a lagoon that stretches the entire community, and on top of that, the safety. It's a gated community. Even my delivery driver comes to drop off whatever it would be. I get a message on my phone, this person has just entered the community on the app.
Okay.
And that's built by Majid Al Fatim, and that's that person's first residential community. Well, that developer's first residential community. Can you imagine the second or the third or the fourth? And I think the developers are really understanding. I think that we're going to see more and more communities like that. Emar Oasis, that's going to be like this. It's also on the lagoon. The Mac Lagoons, guess what? It's also on the lagoon. They've really understood, because what they did down at District 1 was fantastic.
Yeah.
And now they're going, where else can we do that?
Yeah. And
there's nothing wrong with seeing something that another developer has done and went, that's fantastic, let's put our own spin on it.
Yeah.
So those areas are, if you're looking villa-wise, I would look at Tilal Al Ghaf, I would look at Emar Oasis, I would also look at the Mac Lagoons. The Mac Lagoons, price-wise, if you can afford to wait, first of all, you're going to see 100% capital appreciation once it hands over. But secondly, the price per square foot right now, buying off plan, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, not so long.
And then if you're looking apartment-wise, listen, if you're a young professional, it's going to be JVC. JVC, 10-minute drive to the marina, stay off Hesse Street. But Hesse Street's being fixed. It'll all be fixed in a year. But JVC is phenomenal. Or, even still looking at the marina, even still looking at Palm, these areas, they still hold so much value. And if you ever do decide to rent it out, or if you're an investor, you're making 8% ROI long term, you're making 12% if you're renting it short term. You're also seeing capital appreciation. Where do you lose? if you were smart and bought.
Yeah.
If you're going to buy now, you're not going to make as much, but I can tell you, you've got another couple of years, I think.
So Callum, would you say this is a buyer or a seller's market at the moment?
I would definitely say it's a seller's market, but I'm not telling people not to buy. It depends. Here's the thing is, if you want to sell, when did you buy it? If you bought that property 4 years ago, chances are you've gained a hell of a premium on it, and you've made a good ROI through renting it. And if you want to exit the market or invest that somewhere else with your increased equity, then that's a great thing to do. But if you're looking to buy and thinking the market's going to crash, Dubai is still severely overpriced compared to other metropolitan cities. You compare us to, Hong Kong, Singapore, London, any of these places, we're severely underpriced. And if anyone thinks we're in a bubble that's going to burst, it isn't happening anytime soon. I promise you that. Start this video. It will not burst anytime soon. So yeah, I think that right now we're in a seller's market. The sellers have a lot of power. If someone gives us an offer that's below asking price, we will work on it. But our first thing is, you know what market you're in. And then obviously that's backed up with stats, it's backed up with reports. We don't just say it because we feel like it. It's not an opinion, these are facts based on this. But it's definitely a seller's market. And most properties that we sell will go for asking price, which is great. So that's the first answer. The second one was...
so a lot of markets have seasonality. Is there let's say I'm entering the market, is there a specific time of the year where I would look to buy a property? Do you see any price movements at a specific time of the year?
Yeah, so I think that, or what we've seen through the sentiment in the market over the past few years, or even my time as a broker, the best time to buy is when it's hottest. Because people leave the country. When it's 50 degrees outside, people go on holidays. They want to go away to wherever it would be. And that leaves less people in Dubai, which then means the market slows down slightly. So you're looking around about August, July, when the temperature peaks. And that is your best time to buy, because whatever owner it is, they're going to feel like the market's slower. They will not be having as much traction as usual. And I'm sure, you guys tell me, but through the portals, I'm sure you see a drop around those times as well through leads. And then the best time to sell is January, February, because people have a New Year's resolution to get themselves on the property ladder. We're going to stop paying rent, and we're going to and they want to get themselves, whether you're an end user or an investor. An investor will say, I can't be bothered with a headache over Christmas, and then they'll say, let's do it in January. And an end user doesn't want, usually they might, if they're an expat, they're going to go back to their home country, or they're going to want to celebrate Christmas with friends and family. They don't want to spend time doing viewings. So the best time to buy would be when it's hottest, and the best time to sell would probably be around about January, February.
I'm looking for ROI. Where are you recommending I should look to buy this year?
There's two areas that spring instantly to mind. They're both apartment areas. The first area would be JVC. We spoke about JVC earlier. It's now being more and more developed. It's an entry-level product into the market. You can pick up 1 beds for under $1 million dirham, and 2 beds just above that. But what we're finding is, first of all, with our holiday homes company, we are seeing almost 100% occupancy in JVC.
Wow.
We're seeing high occupancy across all areas, but JVC is just never empty. I think people go into these 1 beds or studios in there because it's sort of a place where once you first enter Dubai, you go straight into one of these places, and you want to spend 5-6 months getting your bearings, so you'll stay there.
So would you say that's not tourists, that's more people who are coming here for the 1 to 6 months?
Definitely.
Get settled,
That's what we're finding, but that's also very safe. Because they're not just tourists. They're not here to smash the house up and so on, like you hear the stories of. They're genuinely people coming here, JVC, and then they go to work, home. On the other side, when you want a place that's more tourist driven, obviously the marina comes straight to mind. Marina, it can't really be beaten with what someone wants when they're on holiday. And instead of taking a hotel, you go and get your apartment. It's twice the size, triple the size. And you know, if you've got a kid or a couple of children, there's plenty of space for them all. And let's be honest, when people are on holiday, they're out the house most of the time anyway. So that premium that you'd pay for a hotel, they're getting more space, and then they're getting whatever location they want. They're down by the beach. They've got all the necessities that they need being on holiday, being in the marina. And you're going to see 12% ROI on both of them It just depends what price of the product.
Yep.
But it's still going to work out at 12% ROI. If you were to rent those long term, on both 8%.
Yeah. Callum, 2024, there's probably a lot of new launches happening. Is there anything that excites you for 2024, any of these new launches?
With this year coming in, obviously we're just at the start of 2024. The developments and developers who are quite excited at the moment, the first one would be Prestige 1. Okay, so Prestige done a development that we sold a hell of a lot in last year, but the quality is fantastic. They're not copying what a lot of developers are doing. They're really making things their own. It's dark furniture, dark wood, really high quality. A few things that they've taken, and they'll happily say this, from other developers. These shutters and the whatever, they're happy to say, we've got this idea from this person. Now the next project they're just launching now, it's down in Maidan. And it's a really good development. They just did their first development last year, this is their second, and they're going to have a few more launching this year, which is really, really exciting. That's a newer one that people are yet to hear of, but the one that I think you just still can't look past, even still the price per square foot and the quality of the build, is going to be Damac Lagoons. I honestly believe that entire area, Talal Gaff here, Emar Oasis there, Paradise Hills, then you've got Damac Lagoons. I think that entire area is just going to be phenomenal. And I think if you have purchased last year in there, phenomenal, because you're going to make some good money. And guess what? Still purchase this year, because you're still going to make some good money. Just trust it. Because if you'd have entered in at Talal Gaff when they first sold, you'd be at 100% increase in premium. So you'd have made double your money, wait in 3 years. And then also right now with them handing over, every time we get a Talal Gaff unit, it's rented almost instantly. Almost instantly. And I think that that's going to continue, because I think people have seen the quality of the development.
We are going to play our Real Estate Lab game, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. You have one of these in your office, no?
We do. We did. It changes every 2 years. Keep it fresh. But yeah, we did.
Fair enough, so you know this game.
Yes.
What we're going to do is we're going to push the button, and it's going to give me a budget. What I would like to understand from you, from your perspective, where would you buy or where would you rent based on this budget? Okay? We'll do it 3 times, and let's see what your answer is.
Fantastic.
The wheel is spinning. Where will we land? 4 million dirhams.
4 million dirhams. Okay, if I had a budget of 4 million dirhams, I would look at a nice 2-bedroom in the marina. I would probably look at a building like Vida. Which is a fantastic development down there.
Yacht club?
Yeah, where the yacht club was,
Okay.
Good views. I would rent that out, 2-bedroom. I get a nice premium for that. I rent that out short term. This one.
Okay.
If I'm taking one in Vida, and yeah, I think it's just a great location. I think the quality is fantastic. It's a good transacting building. If I ever did want to resell it, I wouldn't have to worry about sitting on it for too long. It would be something that someone would snap up quite quickly. And I think that even with a little bit of work, which isn't needed by the way, but put a little bit of work in it, and it's going to be a very easy resale for a premium as well.
Fantastic. Okay, Vida, Dubai Marina. Number 2, the wheel is spinning. 1 million dirhams, Callum. Where are we looking? Where are we buying?
1 million dirham, I would look at a developer in JVC called Green Group. It's a fully sustainable building, so it runs off of solar energy. It's got smart systems the whole way through, even to enter your house. It's fingerprint and all that. It's really nice. And the development's called Autograph. We sold a lot of properties in there over the past year, and a lot of our brokers actually bought them in there as their first investment properties, which was fantastic to see. But yeah, the quality in there, it's their second development in JVC, it's their 5th in total. And really, really nice units, really good spec, really nice finish, just smart systems all built through. It's just really nice. A lot of good amenities in the building as well.
Okay, cool. I'll need to look into that one. I'm not familiar with it. I'll certainly go on Bayut.com and have a look.
Yeah.
Right, final one. Give us a big number here. 200,000 dirhams.
So I'm assuming this is a rental. If I was going to rent something at 200,000 dirham, I would look at a 3-bedroom townhouse with a maid's room in Talal Gaff.
Okay.
It would be single row, so not backing onto another property.
Okay.
And in a good location near the pool and the gym. Those are just fantastic units. It's so great, the finish, the community, everything. I've spoken about Tilal Gaff a lot because I really do
You
love
live
the
there?
place. What?
You live there?
I'm living there, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but I do think that the units in there are really, really nice. Yeah, and the proof's in the pudding, considering I live there myself.
Yeah, it's a place I've not even been to yet. I need to get up there and visit it. Callum, thank you very much for joining us. It's much appreciated. So happy to hear you're at your 3rd year anniversary. You had a successful 2023 and long may it continue in 2024. Guys at home, thanks for tuning in. I'm sure you'll agree it's been a pleasure having Callum here. His story is inspiring of where he's got his real estate agency to today. Thank you for tuning in and we will see you next time. You're listening now to the Real Estate Lab with Bayut.